Hello and welcome to Daily Dose Radio, a 5-minute-a-day podcast studying the Psalms verse by verse, recorded here in the dining room of the Bible Bistro, located in Sharonville, Ohio. Hey there, friends. Welcome back to Daily Dose Radio here in the Bible Bistro. And today in the Bible Bistro, we are looking at verses 9 and 10 on this Thanksgiving Day in America. If you're in the States, I wish you a happy Thanksgiving today. And if you're listening to Daily Dose Radio on Thanksgiving Day, thank you very much, because I know you've probably got a lot of other things you want to do rather than listen to this old man and his podcast. Well, today we're looking at verses 9 and 10. Here, Psalm 26. Yesterday we saw a beautiful picture of Thanksgiving, and it was in the similitude of the altar of the tabernacle. So we walked in, we washed our hands, we approached, we gave thanks there with our voice, and for all that God had done for us, His wonderful works, David says there. And the wonderful works of God, we can recount those. If we just look up in the Psalm, those 5 things that we are asking God to do, or giving Him those imperative statements: judge me, examine me, test me, refine me, and set my eyes. We could say that those are God's wonderful works for us. And so within the Psalm, we see wonderful works. We don't have to think about creation and so forth. I mean, we could, and God's deliverance of the people from Egypt, and how He's done all that, and what He's done for us on the cross, and, in the resurrection and the ascension, the gospel message. Those are wonderful works, but just within the Psalm, God's wonderful works are those 5 imperatives: judging, examining, testing, refining, and setting my eyes. Oh Lord, please do those things. Well, today we come to verses 9 and 10, and we're going to recall Psalm 1 again. We had Psalm 1 earlier in verses 4 and 5, and I think we have Psalm 1 again here. In verses 4 and 5, we had the first part of Psalm 1. He said, I'm not going to dwell with men of falsehood. I will not come with those who conceal themselves. The assembly of the evildoers, I hate that. I will not dwell with the wicked. And so, just like in Psalm 1, when he said, I'm not going to stand, I'm not going to walk, stand, or sit in the presence of these people. So now we come to 9 and 10, and I believe we have the second half of Psalm 1 reflected here. Let me read 9 and 10 for you, and then we'll go and look at Psalm 1. Do not take away my soul with sinners, or my life with bloody men, in whose hand is wickedness, and their right hand is filled with the bribe. Now, it's not exactly like what we have in Psalm 1, but let me just read for you what David says there in Psalm 1. The ungodly are not so, but are like the chaff which the wind drives away. Now, David says here, do not take away my soul with sinners. The ungodly are going to be taken away. They're like chaff which the wind drives away. Therefore, the ungodly shall not stand in the judgment. And he says, don't take away my life with sinners, or don't take away my soul with sinners, my life with bloody men, in whose hand is wickedness. So the ungodly are not going to stand in judgment, nor sinners in the congregation of the righteous. So the Lord knows the way of the righteous, but the way of the ungodly shall perish. So David is praying this prayer, and I think he's praying maybe against, this idea that he might be ungodly. And he's asking the Lord not to do that. But remember how we started this psalm. We started this psalm with my integrity. Lord, judge my integrity, examine me, test me, refine me. Why? Because the nature is still present, and I might yet slip, even though I'm trusting in your word and my eyes are set upon that, and I despise these people, yet I need to be sure, I need for you to do this work in me. Don't take away my soul with sinners. I don't want that. That's why I'm walking in integrity. If I didn't care about integrity, I wouldn't care about where you end up taking me. So don't take away my soul with sinners, or my life with bloody men, because these are the guys that I don't want to be like. I don't want to be a man whose hand is filled with wickedness. And I don't want to be a man whose right hand is filled with a bribe. That's not a life of integrity. So it sort of goes right back up to where we were in the very beginning. Judge me, examine me, test me, refine my affections and my heart. All right, well, join me again tomorrow. We'll look at verses 11 and 12 and close out Psalm 26 here on Daily Dose Radio. Thanks for listening to Daily Dose Radio. For more fresh and delicious Bible studies, podcasts, books, and more, check out the Bible Bistro online and on YouTube. Join me again next time for Daily Dose Radio.